Hi, welcome to the first episode of Yoga Journey. In this episode, we're going to cover poses like Urdhva Dhanurasana and Ekapada Raja Kapotanasana, so some of those very deep back bends. In this new series, the length of class is going to be about an hour, sometimes more. The idea is it's more like a typical yoga class where we have plenty of time to spend in the opening, plenty of time to spend on the poses, and then also plenty of time for that lovely relaxation at the end of class. Are you ready? Let's do it. Finding your comfortable seat. Now letting the eyes fall closed and starting to pull the awareness in. So starting to disconnect from the day so far, disengage from the environment around you, and let go of any thoughts of what needs to be done later today. For this next hour or so, it's just us. It's just right here and right now. Letting the shoulders soften down away from the ears, the shoulder blades slide down the back. Imagining that little thread connected to the crown of the head, sitting you up just that little bit taller than usual. And starting to notice the breath. Not controlling it, but notice what your baseline is. Notice how you're arriving today. Then starting to soften through the rib cage. And let the diaphragm drop, so allowing a nice hollow pocket for those big deep belly breaths to flow. Now for this next minute or so, we're just going to breathe. When the mind starts to wander, bring it back to the sensation of breath. All right. Taking the biggest, deepest breath of the day. Feel that whole belly space, the whole chest space. And then through the mouth with a sigh, exhale completely. And inhale the arms out and up. Palms to touch. Exhaling down through heart center. Inhaling out and up. Palms to touch. Exhaling down through heart center. Last one, inhale out and up. This time we're going to interlace the fingers. We're going to flip the palms and press the ceiling away. Taking a nice big inhale up here. And on the exhale, tipping the rib cage to the right. Inhaling back center. Tipping the rib cage to the left. Inhale back center. Going deep, drop the right arm down. Take your time. Just as deep as your body wants to go. Don't feel like you have to force anything ever. You know, in the 8 limbs of yoga from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the very first yama, the very first kind of like rule to live by, is called ahimsa. And ahimsa translates to basically to harm none, and that includes yourself. So when you're engaging in your yoga practice, make sure that you're keeping in mind the spirit of ahimsa as it applies to yourself. And inhale, come back up. And exhale to the left. That's probably my favorite of the yamas from the Yoga Sutras. Ahimsa is such a powerful one and such a difficult one. If you think about how easy it is to inadvertently cause harm, especially if you look on like the micro level, like just walking around, we accidentally end many lives, It's kind of the nature of life, I guess. So again, just as deep as is comfortable. Good, engage the core. Inhale, come up. And float the arms down. We're going to go into our twist. I think just a simple twist is fine. If you want to go into a deep twist and you know how to do it, go right ahead. Otherwise, follow me into the simple twist today. We'll bring the right hand behind the left hand to the right knee. We're going to inhale and stretch the spine tall, and then on the exhale, we're going to twist from the bottom up. Just going as far as is comfortable. Good. A nice big inhale here. Engage the core. Keeping the core engaged, we're going to exhale as we unwind from the top down. Bringing the right hand to the left knee, the left hand behind. Inhale that spine tall. Exhale, twist it from the bottom up. Wonderful. Nice big inhale, engage the core. Keep the core engaged. Exhale, unwind from the top down. All right, so we're going to head into our tabletop. And then from here right into our cat pose. So we're going to press the ground away, really tuck the tailbone, gaze drops to the navel, allowing the shoulder blades to slide to the outside of the rib cage. Neck is soft. Cow pose, letting the belly drop, the tailbone lift, the gaze gently lift, collarbones wide, heart pulling through. A little bit of a gentle stretch through the throat. Good. We're going to turn on the spin cycle. So we're going to start to bring that torso around and around. So notice where the apex of your arch is each time that it comes around in a circle, and try to direct the focus to different parts of the back each time that you go around. So you can think about directing it towards the low back, and you'll get that extra low back stretch. Direct it to the upper back, getting in between those shoulder blades, the mid back, and then, of course, every variation in between. And this is just going to do a really great job of getting our bodies ready for any poses that we throw at it. Also, this can be whatever speed you want it to be. And the big joints in the body can be really soft if you want them to be. Like you can really, get in there if you want to. Or keep it tame, whatever appeals. We're going to switch directions. So here in Puerto Vallarta, we had a really intense rainstorm last night. Like it was really intense. I wondered if I needed to come out and, tie the roof down or, something like that. And of course, in the morning, it looks like nothing happened. Like there's a little bit of dampness, but that's it. But one thing that does happen is we have the Quale River down below. And boy, it is just raging this morning. You can hear it roaring up here in the studio. I don't think my microphone picks it up, but it's a really cool Really cool sound going on. Alrighty, we're gonna return that spine to neutral, and we're gonna walk into a puppy pose. So remember, today we're focusing a little bit on, well, a lot on back bends. So we're gonna start here to start to get the back ready to open up. So we're gonna start to walk the hands forward, and we're going to drop the heart. Now your mileage may vary. Something important to keep in mind here is you don't want to have your arm bones jamming into the sockets, right? So if you're using your arm bones as leverage to create more of a back bend, you're going to need to stop doing that. If you need to open the chest farther to the front, you're going to need to do that by engaging the lats and pinning down the tips of the shoulder blades. That's going to give you that lift, that opening for the arm bones to be able to comfortably come out of the socket without causing impingement, right? So again, maybe just in a more of a clear way, the arm bones aren't a lever for opening the shoulders. The shoulders, the shoulder blades themselves need to be used to open the angle of the shoulders. All right. Use those arms, press yourself back. We're going to take a little child's pose. Feel free to throw the arms behind you if you want to. Really allowing the body to soften, softening through the upper back, softening through the shoulders, letting everything just kind of drape into place. Good. All right. Reach those arms out front. We're going to shift forward into a tabletop. And from here, we're going to extend the left leg behind, the right arm forward. So we're just starting to wake up the muscles in the back, the muscles in the core. We need them to be fully responsive to get us into these poses. And in addition to wheel and king pigeon, we're also going to do dancer, the Lord of the Dance pose, which is also just a fantastic back bend, but it's also a balance. So sometimes it's hard to get into the back bend portion because we have to focus on the balance, right? But we will, use something to stabilize if we need it. Go ahead and set the hand and knee down. We're going to switch to the other side, extending the right leg, reaching forward left arm. Just starting to engage the core. Good. Go ahead and bring the hand and knee down. From here, we're going to tuck the toes, set those hands up so the fingers are going to be spread nice and wide. We're going to engage gently through the fingertips and then through the knuckle pads. We're going to internally rotate the forearms, which means turn them towards center. Engaging into that index knuckle. Hold the index knuckles down as we lift the hips up and back. And then once we're up there, we're going to start to gently roll the upper arm bones out. So externally rotating the upper arm bones, maintaining that nice grounding through the index knuckle. Now take your time once you get here. Maybe bending the knees a lot, maybe pedaling out the heels.
shifting the hips from side to side, whatever feels good. Now think about starting to achieve some of that opening in the upper back. So thinking about dropping the heart towards the floor when it's possible. There's no hurry though. If you need to spend, maximal time on pedaling those heels and, stretching out the ankles and the calves and the hamstrings, do that. This is your yoga journey. Good. Alrighty. So we're going to press with our toes as we come forward into plank, pressing the ground away with the arms. So the arms are straight and strong. And we're going to shift the hips up and back into our downward dog. So we're still pressing the ground away. Arms are strong and long. Press off with the toes. Send it forward. Strong, long arms. Good. Send it back. Send it forward. And send it back. Good. Send it forward. Alrighty. So in backbends, having a nice strong core helps us to be able to have support in the pose, and then it also helps us to safely come out of the pose. So think about letting those core muscles really start to wake up, really start to engage. Good. Hips up and back. All right. Looking between the hands, let's walk the feet forward. We're going to inhale up to our halfway lift. And exhale into our forward fold. So, for me, every morning when I'm doing my first forward fold, I fully expect that I'm going to need to bend the knees and pretty much bring my chest to my thighs. And then from there, start to slowly extend the legs. Now I do this because I know that my hamstrings get really tight overnight. They're not that long to start out with. And I also know that I want to take good care of my low back. I've had a low back injury in the past, and I don't want to do anything to irritate it. So by bringing the belly to the thighs and then slowly opening up, we are protecting that low back and then giving the hamstrings the love that they need as well. Your mileage may vary though. If you are built in such a way that you can just slam into a forward fold in a safe way, go for it. Elephant walks are wonderful, and they can be subtle or not so subtle, and it is just bending one knee and then the other. So just getting that full stretch into one side, and then switching that full stretch into the other side. Okay. Put a big bend in those knees, engage the core, thinking reverse swan dive as you inhale, rise. We are going to do just some sun stretches. So continuing to just kind of bring some life, some awareness into our body. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. We're going to head over to the right. Exhale. Coming back center. Inhale. To the left. Exhale. Back to center. Inhale. We're going to do one more just like that. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. And inhale, rise. Over to the right. Exhale. Back to center. Inhale. To the left. Exhale. Back to center. Inhale. Okay, the only thing left to do is Surya Namaskar A. And go ahead and exhale those arms down. For the longest time in my classes, my goal was to get everybody able to do chaturangas, Chaturanga, it is a pretty base pose in all of the sun salutations and things like that. But there are people have different needs from yoga. Some the arm strength isn't necessarily the primary thing that they need to get from yoga. Maybe it's just the ability to flow or the ability to step into the body or whatever it may be. So I now offer an alternative to chaturanga that's more achievable to people that may not like or may not be able to do the regular chaturanga, or maybe it's not safe for the body. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this, and then we'll go through normal sun salutations, but know that this will be an option for you. So you will come into it from halfway lift, just like we do chaturanga, right? And it's called knees, chest, chin. And what we're going to do is step the feet back about halfway, bring the knees down, and then we're going to bring the heart between the hands, like so, keeping in mind that this itself is a back bend. So make sure that the back is bending, the heart is lifting, and then from here, we'll stretch long, coming into cobra pose, which is really kind of pretty. I like that. So that is your chaturanga alternative. Totally up to you. Use it if you want it. Here we go. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale those arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, up to you. Up dog or cobra. Hips up and back. Looking between the hands, hop or walk, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. Forward fold. We're going to go continuous for a little while. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, up to you. Up dog or cobra. Hips up and back. Get another. Looking between the hands, hop or walk, halfway lift. Forward fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. We're going to do another. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, exhale. Up dog or cobra. And hips up and back. We're going to take a few breaths in our downward facing dog. So start to, again, bring awareness to the upper back and start to think about preparing for back bends. So letting the heart melt a little bit towards the floor, really depressing the scapula. Good. Go ahead and bring those knees to the ground. We're going to sit back for a child's pose. If you want to throw the arms behind you to let them rest, go right ahead. Okay, bring those fingers to the mat, press yourself to a seat on the heels. So we're going to start again to make our way in the direction of getting into those back bends. And the first one that we're going to do is the Ekapada Raja Kapitanasana, which is the one-legged King Pigeon pose. So we're not going to dive right into it. First, we're going to go into a nice deep lunge and continue to work ourselves in that direction. So we're going to step the right foot forward and send the left leg back. I wanted to take this little break to give you the opportunity to use something underneath that left leg. It just makes life more comfortable. So if you want to, a folded blanket is great, and we're going to step that right forward. Send that left back, and we're going to slowly work our way up. So we're working into back bending of the left hip and leg there. So really stretching through the psoas. Thinking about letting the hips kind of melt forward and down. And this time, I want you to think about lifting the heart towards the sky. And again, this whole practice is kind of getting us prepared for and then getting us into some pretty difficult back bends. So thinking about open, lift, find that space. Good. If you want to, arms can come up. Bringing it into that more crescent lunge. Use the core. It takes a lot of core to support this pose. Wonderful. All right. We're going to bring those hands down. We're going to shift the hips back for a little Ardha Hanumanasana, just stretch it into that right hamstring. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to shift forward to the bottom of that right foot. Then we're going to step the right foot back. We're going to take the blanket, move it over to the right side, and then step that left foot forward. Stretching that right leg long, and then starting to make our way up. Take your time. Respect your body. Just a little bit at a time. So again, stretching big time through that right psoas, letting those hips slide forward and down. It can feel pretty intense at first. Don't go beyond what's comfortable. Then as you become ready, if you become ready, start to raise the arms and know that this is optional. You don't have to do this. And then if you can, lengthen the spine long, lift the heart, and start to add that back bend. Lots of core support here. Wonderful. Coming back down, hands back down. Sending those hips back, popping up those front toes. Ardha Hanumanasana. Ah, how's it going so far? You might be a little bit afraid if this is the prep. Oh my gosh, what are the poses, right? Understandable. There's always levels to everything, though. You never have to like dive into level 10, you know. You can, walk around level 2 if that's what's comfortable today. Good. All right. We're going to bring our weight back onto the bottom of that front foot. We're going to tuck those right toes this time. Pull that blanket out. And then we're going to come up like so for a nice, tall crescent lunge. You can keep it straight, or if you want to, add that back bend. And again, you're probably starting to feel why we were doing so much core activation. It takes a lot of core to be able to stabilize yourself in back bends. Wonderful. We're going to take it through a flow. And remember, it's up to you if you want to do chaturanga or if you want to do that knees, chest, chin. Go for it. So lovely indeed. This time we're going to step that right foot forward, coming up to that high lunge. Making it crescent if you can. Lots of core. Wonderful. Bring it down. Ah. Take it through your flow. And we'll see it in down dog. So once you get there, take a few breaths. If you feel like you would benefit from a child's pose, go ahead and take that. On the other hand, if you're feeling pretty good, really think about melting the heart towards the floor now. Really starting to further stretch into the spine. Good. Okay. So if you're in child's pose, go ahead and come back into down dog. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So we're going to bring the right ankle towards that left wrist and the right knee towards that right wrist. Your mileage may vary. If you notice that you have pressure in the knee, you may need to point this foot all the way back towards the hip. And you may need to even bring the knee closer to center. Whatever your body needs, right? If it's possible and comfortable, set it up like this, and that just maximizes the rotation of the hip and gives you just that much more stretch. So we're going to start here, and we're actually going to come down. If it's possible. If it's better for you to stay lifted up on blocks, do that. Now, I don't want you to be too deep into this pose, but you should be deep enough to where you feel a pretty good stretch sensation through that right hip. Okay. We're going to press ourselves up. So now we're starting to work towards the back bend portion. You are going to need a strap for this. Maybe not. Maybe not. You could do it without a strap if you wanted to. Two different ways that you could get into that. One is with the arm below. This is totally a good way to get into it if you can't reach the arms over, which is actually how the pose goes, is with the arms reaching over and grabbing the toes from behind. But cada cosa a su tiempo. Everything in its time, right? Okay, so we are going to get into the back bend portion now. So if you're super flexy and this isn't bad at all, you might be able to stay just like this. For me, and able to find stability and be able to get the foot, I need to point the hip or the heel down towards that left hip, okay? Then I'm going to take my strap, bend the foot. So I'm at about the middle of the strap here. Bend the foot. I'm going to wrap it around. Grab the strap. I know. And then it's going to go overhead. Make sure you don't bonk yourself with a buckle, right? It's going to go overhead. And you're going to use the strap to walk yourself back, bringing the hands as close as you can to the foot. Now find your level of depth. Lengthen through the spine and hang out. If you start to feel pain, bail out immediately. Gently make your way into a child's pose. Good. And then if you're still struggling with the strap and you're not getting it, you can reach the arm back, and this could be your pose. That could be totally okay too. Heart towards the sky, lengthen the spine. All right, and start to let that go. And we're gonna head for a child's pose. So take your time. And so there's an option here. If you wanna go straight to child's pose, do that. Otherwise, follow me. We're gonna go through just a little bit more of a sequence. So tucking those left toes, we're gonna lift that right leg all the way up into three-legged dog behind us. Then put a bend in the knee, let the foot fall behind. Scorpion dog feels so good on the low back after a back bend. And bringing that leg back high, setting it down, and then into your child's pose. Totally up to you. Oh, yes. Okie dokie. We're going to slowly make our way back into down dog. Take your time. And then we're going to repeat everything on the other side. So we're going to bring the left knee towards the left wrist, left ankle towards the right wrist, send that right leg back into our pigeon pose. And remember, your mileage may vary. Do what's appropriate for your body. And we're going to come down. It's okay if you don't come down at all. You could be fully upright, you could be supported on blocks, or you might just head straight for the floor and it's no problem at all. Totally just depends on your body today. Alrighty, We're going to press ourselves up. How you doing? Hang in there. We're going to start to work towards that back bend. I think we're ready. Okie dokie. So we're going to need to probably point the left heel down towards that right hip to give you a little bit more range and stability. Put a bend in that right leg. We're going to wrap the strap. Alrighty. Strap comes overhead. Make sure not to bonk yourself with the buckle. And then walk yourself back towards the foot. Long spine, heart lifted. And breathe. If you need to bail out, do it. Totally okay. Otherwise, hang out. Good. Letting that go. Option, you can go straight into your child's pose. Of course, take your time in the transition, or follow me. We're going to go through that scorpion dog, tucking those right toes, lifting the hips, lifting the left leg high, putting a bend in the knee, open the hip to the sky. This feels so good. It's amazing. Wonderful. Back to three-legged dog. And down-legged dog, or downward-facing dog, down-legged dog. Wonderful. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and take a quick child's pose, just to let the back drape over the thighs. Now, as you breathe here, if you're feeling the stretch in the low back, think about directing your breaths into that area. So as you breathe, imagine kind of inflating that area of the back. Good job. All right. We're going to reach those arms out front. We're going to head into our downward facing dog. Just long enough to walk those feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise. And go ahead and exhale those arms down. Okay, so that was our one-legged King Pigeon pose. How did that go? Pretty intense, right? Pretty intense, but also pretty amazing. The sensation when you're in that pose, when you're holding it for a while, there's nothing the mind can think about except the present moment, that's for sure. So this next pose is going to be very similar in the form of it, but we're balancing. So this is dancer pose. So we're going to take our strap, set it down on the mat. We're going to be balancing on the right foot first, so we're going to step with the left foot. Bringing that strap right into the arch, cross the strap, step the right foot through, and then we're going to start to bend the foot behind us as we choke up on the strap. Now, it's important that you don't leave the strap too long here. If you leave the strap too long, well, I'll show you, you'll end up doing something like this, and there's nowhere you can go from here. You're not going to get a back bend. The foot's certainly not going to get any lighter with it at that long angle, right? So as you bend your knee, choke up on your strap, then hold on to your strap,
like a jump rope, right? So the elbows are coming under, the arms are going over. Here you are. From here, we're going to kick into the strap, creating the back bend. You also have to worry about balance. And then once you have that back bend, start to tip forward. Good. And gently bring it down. How'd that go? Good, I hope? All right, we're gonna do the other side. So this time we're gonna be balancing on the left leg. So we're gonna step the right foot on the strap, cross the strap, step the left foot through. We're gonna bend the right one, choke up on the strap as you bend the knee. Remember, it should be a little bit hard to get your arms in place. If it's too easy, you've got too much strap. Okay? Like a jump rope, we're going to swing those elbows under. Arms come up overhead. Then, kicking into the strap, and then starting to rock forward. Wonderful. All right. Slowly bringing it down. And let that go. We're done with the strap. Whoosh. Nicely done, right? So we're going to take a little rest in a yogi squat. Go ahead and bring it down. You'll probably feel the wonderful sensation of the hips starting to relax here. And we're just going to take a second and enjoy. If this is a pose that you need to prop yourself up, go ahead. Totally okay. Alrighty. Now this isn't going to work for everybody, but I'm going to offer the full garland pose experience. You're welcome to stay in your yogi squat just as you are and hang out as I go through this. Or if you know that you want to try this, go for it. Follow me as far as you can go. So we're going to start to rock our pelvis forward and keep our knees pointing towards the ceiling. So our torso is coming parallel to the floor, and our knees are staying in that same position. Okay? We're going to walk those feet together. Go even farther. Maybe the head comes to the floor. Arms connect behind. So this is garland pose. Getting here is hard, but I tell you what, the stretch in the hips is amazing. All right. Making your way back to your regular yogi squat if you were in garland. And from there, we're going to come down to a seat. Extend those legs. Give them a little wiggle jiggle, a little roll from side to side, maybe even a bit of a windshield wiper. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a reverse plank. So fingers pointing towards you unless you know that your body likes them pointing somewhere else. We're going to lift those hips, bring the bottoms of the feet towards the ground, and try not to have the butt caving down, right? Use the glutes, lift, lift, lift. Good. Wonderful. Lowering it down. Okay, so we are going to come to our back for our final pose, which is going to be that wheel pose. And then we're going to do some breathing and a guided meditation. Not bad, right?
Sounds good. Let's do it. So headed to the back. A little bit of windshield wiper when you get here. Now I'm going to offer this. When we get into this, we're going to be going into a bridge pose, and then we're going to follow it by 2 wheels. If you know that wheel isn't something that you're interested in, go ahead and just do a round of 3 bridge poses instead, and that's totally okay. So as I'm guiding us into wheel pose, just do bridge. Totally cool. All right. So bringing those heels in to where you can reach them with your fingers. Make sure that the knees are magnetized towards each other. So you don't want this big spread as you lift, but keep them pulled towards each other. We're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, and then we're going to lengthen the spine, use the glutes to bring the thighs high. Once there's pressure on the neck, don't look around. Good. And lower down. So that's a pretty mild bridge pose. You could also, if you wanted to go deeper into that bridge pose, like if you're going to do bridge pose again these next couple of times, you can also tuck the shoulders under to get more of a heart opening and more of a back bend. But if you're a bridge pose lover, you probably already know that, and you may have even done that the first time. Okay, wheel pose. Here we go. So, same setup. We're bringing the feet in to where you can reach them with your fingers, but this time we're going to bring the hands outside of the ears. We're going to press into the feet enough to lift the hips, and then we're going to press hard into the arms to send the whole body into wheel pose. Now to get out of this, we're going to tuck the chin and slowly roll down. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to do one more of those. Reaching the hands back by the ears. Press into the feet to lift the butt, then press hard into the hands, lifting the whole body. Good. Tuck the chin, roll it down, and windshield wipers. How did you do? You know, you should be proud of yourself just for being in class. So many people never make that first step. So the fact that you've even made that first step is phenomenal. And then anything else that you did after that, gravy. Well done. So nice. Okay, we're going to bring those knees in for a nice big squeeze. A nice big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to extend into our Shavasana. Now in Shavasana today, we're going to be listening to a guided meditation. So take a moment, let yourself get nice and comfortable. If you need to cover up with a blanket, do that. And just really allowing yourself to soften. Today, we will embark on a journey to connect with our inner selves, to embrace who we are, and to cultivate a deep sense of love and acceptance for ourselves. Begin by bringing your awareness to your breath, noticing the natural rhythm of your breathing, the rise and fall of your chest. With each inhale, imagine drawing in peace and calm. And with each exhale, releasing any stress or tension. Now, gently shift your focus to your feet. Imagine a warm, soothing light enveloping your feet. Relaxing every muscle, and slowly let this light travel up to your ankles, to your calves, up to your knees and your thighs,
feeling your whole legs becoming heavy and relaxed. Allowing the light to move up to your hips, into your low back and your abdomen. Feeling your torso softening, releasing any tightness. Letting the light continue to your chest, your shoulders, and down your arms to your hands and fingers. Feel the warmth and relaxation spreading through your entire upper body. Finally, bring the light to your neck, your face, and your head. Feel your jaw unclench, your forehead soften, and your entire head and face relax. Your whole body is now bathed in this warm, soothing light, completely at ease. Now imagine yourself standing at the edge of a beautiful forest. The sun is shining. You can hear the gentle rustling of the leaves and the sweet songs of birds. As you step into the forest, you feel a sense of peace and tranquility wash over you. In your mind's eye, walk along a path that leads you deeper into the forest. Notice the vibrant colors of the flowers, the rich green of the trees, and the soft moss under your feet. With each step, you feel more and more connected to nature, more and more connected to yourself. As you continue walking, you come across a serene, crystal clear lake. The water is calm and reflects the sky like a mirror. Find a comfortable spot by the lake and sit down. Take a moment to appreciate the beauty all around you. Now look into the water and see your reflection. As you gaze at yourself, repeat these affirmations silently or out loud. I am worthy of love and acceptance. I embrace my unique qualities and strengths. I forgive myself for past mistakes and let go of self-judgment. I am enough, just as I am. Feel the truth of these words resonating within you. Allow any feelings of self-doubt or negativity to dissolve into the water, leaving you with a sense of self-love, self-understanding, and self-acceptance. Now imagine a soft pink light glowing in the center of your chest, about where your heart is. This light represents your self-love and compassion. With each breath, see this light growing brighter and expanding, filling your entire chest with warmth and love. Now visualize this pink light spreading throughout your entire body, reaching every cell, every muscle, every organ. Feel yourself being enveloped in this loving, compassionate energy. Know that this love is always within you, ready to be accessed whenever you need it. Now take a few more nice, big, deep breaths, feeling that sensation of love, acceptance that you've cultivated within yourself today. Now, starting to bring awareness back to the body. So wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, maybe reaching the arms overhead for that big full body stretch. Then rolling on to whichever side is the most comfortable for you, savoring these last moments of relaxation. Then, using as little effort as possible, gently press yourself up to your comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze lowered, taking these last moments to feel into the body, noticing what's changed, noticing the result of the yoga journey you've just completed. And inhale the arms out and up, bringing palms to touch, exhaling down through heart center. Inhaling out and up. See yourself grabbing that big arm load of healing energy. Exhale, pull it down to heart center. Feel the warmth, see the glow. And last time, inhaling out and up. Bringing palms to touch. Exhaling down to the third eye for the mind. Heart center for the body and spirit. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on this yoga journey today. I hope it hit whatever spot you needed, scratched, bent, or twisted. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.